Howdy, welcome back to writing. I hope you did so good doing an outline yesterday for a paragraph because before you write paragraphs, you have to outline them. You have to get your information. You have to read when you're doing an informational paragraph. So remember by December, let you know that you will be able to write us a paragraph, an informational paragraph with topic sentence, facts and details, and a conclusion. You'll be organized when you write, and you'll use proper capitalization and punctuation rules because you learned how to write really good sentences. All right, so remember that there's always a reason that we write: to persuade, to inform, or entertain. Do we want to change somebody's mind? Do we want to teach them facts, or do we want to tell them a story? And you are writing informational or informative papers right now. Remember, what kind of writer will you be? Will you be the whiner that cries and flops around on the floor and throws temper tantrums because they have to write a sentence? Will you be the person that always needs somebody holding their hand because you're worried about doing it right? Will you be that confident person that listens and just does it? Or will you be that person that is also confident, but they put in their own ideas and their own thoughts because they like to research and find new things? All right, the parts of a paragraph: topic, sentence, main idea, introduces your reader to what you're talking about. No real facts right here. Then you have 3 supporting sentences or more as you get up in the higher grades that are facts and details that support your topic. And you have a conclusion sentence that wraps everything up and puts that bottom bun on. All right. Doing good so far? Okay. Now, yesterday you had to read some information about tornadoes, and you had to write a paragraph, or not a paragraph, but an outline for a paragraph about tornadoes. All right, so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the tornadoes for you so you can kind of see what I do. Okay, it says thunderstorms sometimes give birth to tornadoes, which means giving birth means to create them. All right. So sometimes out of thunderstorms come these other kinds of violent storms known as tornadoes. Inside a storm, a funnel shaped cloud reaches downward. Winds inside a tornado can spin faster than 300 miles an hour. Okay, so I want to know that they're funnel shaped and 300 miles an hour. These winds can lift cars off the ground and rip houses apart. That was pretty important because that's damage to homes and businesses and cars and even people. More than 1,000 tornadoes strike the United States each year. Most of them form during the spring and summer. Television and radio stations often give early alerts. A tornado watch means that one may strike during the next few hours. A warning means a tornado has been seen by people or on radar. During a tornado warning, you should find shelter in a basement or a closet. And a basement is a room underneath your home. Remember that paragraphs are indented. They have to be pushed in. So we have a total of 3 paragraphs that you read yesterday. They have a main idea, which is tornadoes. We're teaching somebody about tornadoes. We're talking to them about their shape. We're talking about the wind. We're talking about how many. Or we're even talking about when they occur. All right. They have transitions, meaning that you move from thing to thing to thing in the order that they might happen. And they're informative. You're going to walk away a lot smarter because they're nonfiction, which means they're true. All right, this was my other information. They're sometimes called a twister. They are sometimes called a cyclone. They happen the most in Texas, Kansas, and Oklahoma. And I didn't give you these extra things to read because we only have so much time to do writing this way. The most safest place to be during a tornado is in a basement or in a cellar, which is a room that's on the outside of your house that you go down steps and go into. Some winds in a tornado can reach 300 miles an hour, but most tornadoes blow between about 100 and 150 miles an hour. That is incredible. All right. So you got your information. Now, what you did is I may have a little bit different topic sentence because I gave you one to use, and on a piece of notebook paper, you drew a large circle to write in. You drew 3 circles that had enough room in them to draw in them. You know that this is the first idea, the second idea, the second fact with details, the third fact with details, and then you drew a circle down here for your conclusion. These all usually have transition words that have to do with order. First, next, finally. First, second, third. This usually has a different transition word like clearly, to sum it up, in conclusion, all in all, when you're first starting to write. All right, so if you notice, I already did my topic sentence. Tornadoes are violent and dangerous storms. Then I did my conclusion sentence. In closing, tornadoes are extremely powerful storms, because the way that you can prove that is you can say, well, they have wind speeds up to 300 miles an hour. They can rip apart houses and they can tear up cars. They have hail in them. They have strong wind or rain. They are very unpredictable. All right. And they mainly happen in the spring and the summer months. Now, what your job was to do yesterday was to write the topic sentence I gave you in the top circle, write the conclusion in the bottom circle, because right now I'm giving those to you so that you can start to see how you don't really put any facts up here. This is your juice. This is your meat. This is your tomatoes. This is where you put the facts and the details. All right, so my first fact right here, let me change pens here, is I'm going to say when they occur, because you have to be organized. You can't say, well, they have winds and then they occur now and then they do this, and nothing's in the order that it really happens. So first, tornadoes can happen any time of the year, but they mostly happen in spring and early summer. Okay. So those months, the most dangerous months, I'm from Oklahoma and we had tornadoes growing up all the time. And they mainly happen in April, May, and early June. That's when we get our worst storms. And when I was 11 years old, a tornado came through my town and totally destroyed my town, my home, and everything we had. So I have been through a very powerful tornado in my life. It was an F4, which is the one step down from the strongest tornado there is. It had about 165, 175 mile an hour winds. So I am very weary. I'm very scared of tornadoes because they are unpredictable and they happen very quickly. All right, so I'm happy with this. I'm happy with my first thing. Now, you may have had something different, but I'm showing you how I organize mine. I would have organized it by when do they happen. Then I would have talked about maybe the shape of it, and I would have talked about maybe how fast the winds are. All right. So I said next, they have rotating, okay, winds that can reach up to 300 miles per hour. Okay. Now, see, I didn't say funnel shaped. I said rotating winds. And what rotating usually means is spiral shaped. They go around in a circle. All right. So I'm a little bit more advanced than you, but this is really a nice paragraph. So far I have tornadoes are violent and dangerous superstorms. First, tornadoes can happen any time of the year, but they mostly happen in spring and early summer. Next, they have rotating winds that can reach up to 300 miles an hour. And then I go, finally, right? Okay, finally, what did I want to say? Well, I'm trying to prove they're violent and dangerous. So I'm going to say finally, tornadoes again. See, I didn't say tornadoes in the middle one because I want to vary it. I don't want to just go tornadoes do this, tornadoes do that, tornadoes do that. All right. Tornadoes cause lots of damage to homes, businesses, and cars. All right. I like that now. So do you notice I said when they happen? Now yours may be a little different, but you have to be organized. So if you did say they happen in spring and summer and you put it down here, it was probably your first thing. Then I want to say that they rotate or they're funnel shaped. I could have said next, they are funnel shaped and have winds that can reach up to 300 miles an hour. See how wonderful that would be? And then my last one would say, finally, tornadoes cause lots of damage to homes, businesses, and cars. And this isn't like tornadoes are scary. Tornadoes have 300-mile-per-hour wind. You have to put thought into your sentences. You have to make them rich. Okay, and then my last sentence says, in closing, I chose in closing, and I don't have that one over there, but that's another one that we can use. Tornadoes are extremely powerful storms. Because if they have winds for 300 miles an hour, they're powerful. If they do damage to homes, business, and cars, they're violent. When do they happen? In the early spring and summer. So I love this paper right here. All right, so now today what you're doing is you are reading about hurricanes. I'm going to give you the topic sentence. So let me go up here and show you this. So today what you're going to do is you're going to draw a mind map like mine in your spiral. Big circle at the top, 3 circles in the middle, and a big one on the bottom. Then what you're going to do is you're going to write this topic sentence in the top. Hurricanes are powerful superstorms. You're going to reread page 276 and 278 in your big orange reading book. You're going to then pick 3 facts and put them into your own words. First, this fact in the first circle. Second, this one. Third, this one. And then you're going to write this conclusion in the bottom. Clearly, hurricanes are tremendous weather events. All right? So that's your job today. And I hope you're kind of catching on to what a paragraph is about. And then on tomorrow, we're going to probably do blizzards. And then on Friday, what you're going to do on your test is you're going to choose one of these stories and you're going to type it in for me so I can see how you did it. All right. So have a great day. Take your time, and I will talk to you tomorrow.